Welcome back to the Double Leg. I'm one half of the show, Hey Jai Picks. The other half of the show, the Parlay. Joining me in to recap some UFC 285. John Jones is back. It took him all of 2 minutes and 4 seconds to get it done against Cyril Gane. Not a lot of people saw that one coming. Not a lot of people saw Valentina fall into Alexa Grasso in the co-main event and losing her belt either. How are we doing tonight?
Good, man. What a night. In those last two fights, I don't think anybody could have predicted either of those things happening. Not that John Jones wouldn't win or find a finish, but doing it that early in the fight, super impressive. And then Alexa Grasso finishing Shevchenko. It's just these last few years, man, these goats are falling in the women's divisions at least. But yeah, what a night. It was fun.
Yeah, level of competition is rising, and very obvious that Valentina shouldn't have been that big of a favorite. Even before Grasso finished her, it was like she was standing with her. She was looking good.
Yeah.
But overall, we were both in the green as far as the bets go, and that is always a good thing to be in the green. I went up 2.65 units. We hit a bunch of plays, had a couple plays fall through. But the big one that helped us a lot, we went 4 for 4 on the NHA play, which gives us the 11x payout. Loved hitting that one, and our girl Valentina capped it off for us in the co-main event there. So even though she lost, she cashed it out for us. And yeah, well, how did you do? I think you were up 1.8 units?
1.8 units. And dude, it should have been so much more. And on the night, I was up a ton more. I showed you guys the slips, but I didn't send them out to the group, and they meant to be on my long shot plays, or the first one did at least. It was Tabitha Heechee second round submission plus 1700, and it smacked. And I also right before the fight took Shavkat Rakhmonov third round submission at plus I forget what it was. It was around the same odds, and that smacked. So in the grand scheme of things, the paid bets that we gave out for me, I was up 1.8 units. In the grand scheme of things, it was closer to 15 units. Quite a night, man. A lot of fun. A lot of fun watching those fights.
Yeah, so altogether we were up 4.45 units for the premium members. If you want to get in on that, the link will be in the description down below. And you also get access to the Discord chat where we chat about the fights going on. And we went 3 for 3 on live bets last night. Hit the Cameron Saaiman for plus 105 live for 1.5 units. Hit Dracus du Plessis for plus money after the first round. And then we hit Marc-Andre Barriault plus 225 after round 1. And he finished it in round 2. So 3 for 3 on that. Get in the Discord. $19.99 for the double leg premium. I guarantee you will be glad you joined. Other than that, we'll get right into the recap. Unless you have anything else.
No, that's just one thing. I mean, I know a lot of people like to buy just the plays and stuff on Friday or Saturday, see what we're cooking up. But being a member for only $10 more, you get 4 weeks instead of 1 week for $9.99. You get 4 weeks for $19.99 plus the stats, the money splits, the data, and you get to be a part of the Discord. So if there's ever a play we're going to give out right at game time or a live bet like you hit last night multiple times, that's what the Discord's for. And it's just so much more value being a premium member monthly, in my opinion, than just buying the plays every week. But yeah, man, let's talk some fights. Last night there was a ton of good ones. I feel like we both hit a bunch of really good plays.
Yep. We'll start with the main event. John Jones getting it done via guillotine in the first round against Cyril Gane. Not a lot of people saw it going that way. The fight to go the distance was like minus 120, which I had. I think you had that as well.
Yeah.
But damn, like John Jones just knew exactly where he wanted to get it, and he got it there very quickly. Cyril Gane looked like a fish out of water. Shocked that he tapped to that. It didn't look like it was anything like super tight, but apparently it was. And John Jones got it done. So we cashed our money line ticket on John Jones. We got that pretty early. I had it at minus 125. And then, unfortunately, the third leg of our parlay, the over 1.5 rounds, doesn't hit because Jones gets it done so fast. But, man, what is in store for John Jones at the heavyweight division? I don't think anyone can touch him. What do you got to say?
Yeah, man. I mean, Stipe's next. We were talking before this. I just don't know what Stipe has for John. If Cyril Gane can't last the round with him, Stipe is going to be a better wrestler, obviously, than Gane. But I don't know, man. John is just seems like he's come to the heavyweight division on another level. And I do want to say that, there's the rumors that Gane hadn't been training leading up to this fight as much as he should. The hand injury, all this stuff, kind of excuses, not excuses, but all these little things that made you wonder if he was 100% or if he was 100% ready for John. And dude, it did not look like he was anywhere near ready for him. He got hit with a left hand early by John that cocked his head back. And from that moment on, Gane was just kind of on the retreat. And after the takedown, it was over. And I feel like that's going to be the case for any heavyweight that gets taken down by John, because he's so good using his body weight, the leverage he has. Like in that choke, he wasn't in a good position to finish a guillotine by any means, but he had those hands on the neck, and he just kind of crunched down with his upper body weight on the back of Gane's head and neck, and forcing his head and his throat right into those hands, which got the finish. So that was super impressive that he could finish it from there.
Yeah, I mean, he's really like the ultimate. He's the GOAT. He's
Yeah,
undisputed, unchallenged, the GOAT of MMA. And that's ultimately why I picked him. It's like he's the better competitor. He has more ways to win the fight. He has a better strategy. Cyril Gane's sitting there playing FIFA. John Jones is looking and dissecting him on film before he gets into the cage, man. It's like, in hindsight, it's always 2020, but like, damn, that's like a steal of a line. Like, you'll never get that line ever again on John Jones, no matter the circumstances. It's like, how can you ever put John Jones he opened at the underdog, and what was the highest? What did he close at? Like minus 180, somewhere around there?
It was pushing minus 200 on some books. So
fuck, dude. I would hammer the shit out of minus 220, in hindsight. But man, he just dominated him. It's like he didn't even mess around too. Like, maybe kind of feel him out. He's 3 years off. 3 years off. Maybe feel him out. Not try to push it too much. You don't want to get clipped too early. Gets the takedown. Like, it wasn't even like he scrambled for a takedown either. He just got him to the ground, knew exactly where he wanted him. Do you see that video of Cejudo?
Yeah.
Like telling him to, if he's going to lose a position, to just like let it go and then move to a different position. Literally exactly what he did. Like, had him on the cage, was about to lose position, reverse to the other side, gets on top of him. And did you also see the video of John Jones like breaking down how he's going to finish him? It's basically saying he's going to get him to the ground. Once Gane accepts that he's on the ground and doesn't try to get up, that he's going to start to move for the finish. Like, just literally exactly what he said he's going to do. It's nuts. It's GOAT stuff. I'm glad he's back. I don't want to see. I honestly don't want to see him take on Stipe. Like, I don't want to see Stipe have to go through that. It's like, do you really give him a chance? Like, I'm kind of hoping, like, as a bettor, that people give him a chance because he's the heavyweight GOAT, and they're like, oh, he's the heavyweight GOAT. I just don't see it. I don't see it at all. I think he just runs through him. He's better everywhere the fight goes.
Especially at Stipe's age. I mean,
Stipe's age. He said it's probably his last fight too. It's like, how the hell are you going to bet on that? Is he just going to go out on top? Hell no. So I think John runs it.
Yeah, here's the scary thing about John is that he was whooping dudes, coming off of a night at partying and not focused at all. And now he's dialed in. Like, that's scary. And he's at heavyweight too. So John is not the youngest fighter on the roster. He's not quite an old fighter yet. But moving up to heavyweight, Gane was going to be the best chance at anybody beating him, in my opinion, because Gane is so fast and the footwork's so good. If John doesn't have to worry about hand speed and footwork from these other guys, like, he's going to maul people up at heavyweight. His wrestling is off the charts, even at heavyweight, obviously. His striking is good enough to where nobody's going to go in there and outclass John Jones. But at heavyweight, man, like, as John gets older, I think this is the perfect division for him. He doesn't have to worry about the weight cut. He doesn't have to worry about these young guys that are way faster than him as he gets older. At heavyweight, he can just kind of bully these guys. And I think we're going to see John Jones at heavyweight for a while. I hope he stays super active because the UFC is so much more fun when you got guys like Connor and John Jones just fighting often. It makes the UFC so exciting.
Yeah, do you think would you give Blades or Pavlovich any kind of chance against him? Honestly, I'd give both of them a better chance than Stipe at this point.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
either way, it's like I can't really. I don't think I could take either of them over John Jones. I love both of them. I love Pavlovich. I love me some Pavlovich, but he's kind of unproven. Like his last couple wins, they
yeah.
don't age very well. I know he just
Yep.
dominated them, but is he going to be that confident against John Jones? So
I'd give Pavlovich the better chance. But again, like, what's that?
because of the power,
Yeah, the power, and I don't know, something
wrestling
would tell me that Pavlovich would go in there not really caring that he's fighting the GOAT. He's a Russian dude. He's not over here in this society and culture. Like, whereas Blades has grown up like, oh, John Jones, murking everybody. But also, John's fight IQ is also off the charts. So Pavlovich, if he doesn't finish John, which I do not think he does in the first or second round, as the fight goes on, John's just gonna put it on him.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think anybody stays in there and beats John in a 5-round fight. So yeah, right now, man, John's just look out.
I would love to see Pavlovich just come out there like he has the past couple fights, just swinging against John Jones and see how he reacts to it.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty fun.
Yep.
The co-main event, Valentina Shevchenko falling, losing the belt to Alexa Grasso in the 4th round. We cashed the 4 takedowns there to secure the no house advantage. I was very happy about that. Also had the fight to complete 2 rounds. That was a good cash there. And then had Valentina by decision, and it looked like we were about to get there, or we were on our way there. In my opinion, it was a close first round. I thought Grasso probably edged it. Round 2, Valentina gets a couple takedowns, does some work on the ground. I think she takes round 2. Thought she did pretty much the same thing in round 3. When it was on the feet, it was competitive, but Valentina was getting those takedowns and still doing some damage. I mean, she had her in that crucifix like you talked about on the preview show, and I'm like, oh boy, she might actually do this.
Yeah.
But Grasso was able to run the wall, run the fence, and get out of it. And then round 4, a close one on the feet, and then Valentina just decides to throw a little spinning back kick and gives up her back. Grasso jumps on it. Apparently, they trained for that, where if she spins, she's just going to attack the back and try to take it. Throws the hooks in extremely fast, gets that arm around the chin, not under the neck, on the chin. And that, I mean, Valentina held on as long as she could. Like, unbelievable that she held on that long, because she got it in with she got it on the chin around 50 seconds or so in there. And I think she tapped with 26 seconds left. So, I mean, that's a good squeeze for like a good 20, 30 seconds. And then she has to tap. Bro, that's I mean, we both said it. It's going to have to be a grappler that takes her out. And it wasn't necessarily a grappler that took her out, but it was the grappling that took her out. So,
right.
Congrats to Grasso, and interested to see what they do next. Probably a rematch. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you do the rematch out of respect for Valentina and all she's done in the division and being so dominant in most of her fights. But dude, I had flashbacks of Jessica Pena and Amanda Nunes, dude. That was, the choke wasn't quite in under the chin, and she just tapped. Amanda tapped, and this was a little different. Like you said, Valentina hung in there quite a lot more and tried to fight it off. Amanda was done, but man, dude, talk about shocking the world. I know a lot of people gave Grasso a chance to win, even with the odds the way they were. But by submission, finishing Valentina seemed like the impossible task. I mean, Talia Santos didn't finish Valentina on the ground, and Grasso finished her quick. Right when she got the hooks in, got it to the ground, it was just a matter of time. And yeah, hats off to Grasso. And for all the people out there that had Grasso winning by submission or on the money line, I had her by decision. just for a just in case play. And I thought I had a chance to hit that one. Grasso was kind of gaining momentum. She stood in there with Valentina, 8 good shots, and gave good shots back. It looked like she kind of, stunned or wobbled Valentina a few
Yeah.
times in the fight too. But yeah, man, I was a little surprised that she finished Valentina, but overall, it's a pretty cool moment.
If they do the rematch, what do you think the line will be?
I'd say Valentina minus 200.
Minus 200, really?
I think, dude,
That
I
low?
think so because back at Amanda and Pena, I'm pretty sure that was about what it came in at,
I think
if I
Amanda
remember
was
right.
like minus 300 or
Was she
something. But
300?
yeah, she was like minus 1,000 somewhere around there in the first
Mm-hmm.
fight, and then the second one she was around minus 300. Just beat the brakes off of her. I just
Yeah.
don't see that in this one. I think
Yeah.
you know it wasn't like It wasn't like Valentina just had like an off night to
Mm-hmm.
where she could just come back and destroy Grasso. Like it was pretty clear that the skill discrepancy wasn't that big compared to like the Pena fight. Like Nunes just got in a brawl. Like
Yeah.
she just kind of overextended herself, got in a brawl, and then kind of gassed out and tapped out.
Yeah.
Different thing in this one. So yeah, I would probably put Valentina around that, like minus 200, minus 250. Uh, I'd be shocked if she was anything less,
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
But
She's coming for blood. I mean, she's
yeah, I know. But like at the same
but
time,
Grasso's so good. It's
Grasso's good. Valentina's getting a little older,
yeah. A
and
skill gap's closing.
skill gap is. I mean, there's like three girls up there that could
Yeah.
really do it compared to where it was even just a year or two ago. Like nobody was really touching her. So yeah, pretty wild stuff. If you were on Grasso, congrats, because we were saying it forever. Like eventually, you're gonna hit on the woman to beat Valentina, and it's gonna be good plus money. There it was. A good fight here. Best fight of the night. Jeff Neal, Shavkat Rakhmonov, dude. This one was chaos, and I was all
Man.
about it. In this one, the only play I had was Shavkat under 1.5 takedowns, part of the NHA play. We got that one done. So I was really just hoping for a stand-up battle, and that is exactly what we got. What'd you think of this one?
Dude, it was nuts. And I think like Shavkat got hit a lot and Neal had his moments, but dude, Shavkat just showed how durable he is and the chin on him, man. A lot of guys were probably gonna fall to some of those shots that Neal was hitting him with.
Yeah.
Shavkat, not the most offensive, he's not so super impressive with the offensive grappling and wrestling or anything, but he's that submission he had. I'd never really seen anybody do it quite like that. And, he was kind of off to the side, got that arm around the neck just perfectly and just cranked and kind of extended and arched his back and almost picked him up off the ground with it.
Yeah.
So, dude, super impressive for Rakhmonov to stay in there, eat a bunch of big shots I don't want to say it was like razor close or anything. I think Shavkat was obviously, getting the better of the exchanges, but just finished that thing off once he got around the neck. Yeah, I think Shavkat is a really good fighter. I don't know now how he fares against like a guy like Hamzat. Like if he can keep it on the feet, I think he could definitely hit Hamzat, but his grappling and wrestling is just not like super explosive or anything.
Right.
And I think he could struggle with these explosive grapplers like Hamzat.
Yeah, that was really my thought process when I took the under on takedowns. Like the guy seems content to just stand and fight you on the feet, but if he
Mm-hmm.
gets to the ground, like he has a great ground game, but he just doesn't really seek to get it there. And in this one, like it's so fun to watch, especially
Yeah, it
like not,
was.
not having too much money on it, and I can just like sit back and enjoy it. Jeff Neal looked pretty good. I mean, both guys had their moments in the fight, like landing some big bombs. As you said, Rakhmonov showed a great chin. Uh, Obviously, he hasn't lost. He probably hasn't taken too much damage in his career, so he's going to have a lot of mileage to go through with that chin.
Yeah.
But I was more so impressed that he didn't panic. Like when he gets
Mm-hmm.
rocked, and for a guy that has all wins by finishes, probably beat the brakes off of most of his opponents. Once you get hit like that, you might be like, oh shit, like I need to get close to this guy. I need to shoot. He didn't really do that. I mean, he just kind of stood in there and took it, and he was confident on the feet. It was really fun to watch for Jeff Neal. Where does he go from here? I mean, I would say his stock rise. It definitely rises. I mean, he almost made it to decision. Almost made it to decision. And I was eyeing up the third round finish too. I didn't end up playing it, which fucking sucks, dude. I literally had it written down. And I just didn't play it because it wasn't like juicy enough on the book that I usually use. It was like plus 1,000. I was like, compared to what you got, like what was it, plus 1,900 or something?
Plus 1,900, yeah, by submission.
Yeah, because Jeff Neal tends to fade in the fights if he's not winning them, and he's been finished in the third round twice. And now this is his third time, so good hit for you, and a really fun fight to watch there.
Yeah, and I think like Shavkat, it's weird. You watch his striking, dude. It's kind of weird. Like he's not like blinding fast or super quick, but he gets to the chin so fast. Like you watch him, and it's like he's sparring, but he's hitting dudes hard and he's getting there quick. And dude, the last thing I'll say about him is he showed that he might be one of the most composed prospects coming up through the ranks. Like when he's in there, nothing phases him. He never goes away from his game plan or gets in these fire fights. Like if he gets cracked, he just steps right back in there and does his thing. So I think that's going to take him far. And the scary thing too is fighters are going to have to take him down to beat him. I think that striking is so accurate. And once you get on the ground, I don't know what he's got off of his back, but you got to watch the neck because he'll snatch it up quick. He's going to be fun going forward.
Yeah, he called out Kobe, but I don't think Kobe takes that.
I don't think so either.
This one was quite frustrating to watch, honestly. Gamrot and Jalen Turner split decision. So one judge had it for Jalen Turner 28-29. One judge had it 29-28 for Gamrot, and then one judge had it 30-27 for Gamrot.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, pretty interesting. Jalen Turner with the strikes outlanded him in every round. For the most part, it wasn't like too big of a discrepancy. But man, were you on Jalen Turner?
Not officially, no. I was thinking he was going to win. I didn't put anything on this one, just because like I hate Gamrot's style. Honestly,
yeah,
I just hate that he'll frustrate you, and I feel like Jalen Turner was the more damaging fighter and all that, and I just figured Gamrot would just hold on for dear life and fight that style. So
yeah,
stayed away.
That was my thought process. I mean, plus 200 on Jalen Turner. I still think that was the right bet. It was obviously like a 50-50 fight, split decision. The thing is, like, the judging is so inconsistent. Like, is it damage? Because if you go off damage, like I would probably say Jalen Turner takes at least 2 out of 3 rounds.
Right.
But if you go off like, who's controlling the fight, or there's that, like, it's all what are you judging off of? And it's just never really consistent. Like in some fights, you'll see the grappler gets the advantage if he has the control. In other fights, the guy who does the more damage on the feet with the strikes gets the nod. So I mean, it's just very inconsistent. But in this one, basically everything that we said or when we broke down this fight happened. I mean, it's Gamrot. If he can't get the takedowns, he looks like a fish out of water. He cannot stand with these guys. Like most guys are going to have trouble with Jalen Turner. But that's 2 fights in a row where Gamrot, if he doesn't have you on the ground, he looks bad. And it's his 4th fight that he's been knocked down in.
Yep.
So Gamrot has that like relentless grappling style, but he's just not good at it. He's just not. That's all he has. That's literally all he has. And he might be one of these guys where if you need a grappling test, you throw him at him, but he's never going to be like, I don't see him ever contending for a title if he can't improve in stand up, if he's not confident enough to stand with these guys. And when he did get him to the ground, he doesn't have the top pressure to do any damage with it. He just has to hold you. He just has to hold you and control you there. Like if he ever tries to land in an elbow or something, like you can get out and get to the fence. I thought Turner did a pretty good job of getting to the cage and getting up. He didn't really mess with the submissions much at all. I expected him to maybe look for a finish with a submission at some point. I think he just put that off the table and he's like, I need to just stand with this guy. I don't need to be fishing for submissions, letting time run off.
Yeah.
I just need to get back to my feet and do some more damage, which is fair. But when he was on the feet, man, he was piecing him up. Like
He was.
The thing that kind of screwed him is he would throw those knees, and then Gamrot would catch a leg and kind of drive him backward and get a takedown. So, yeah, a close fight. I would still stand by my bet, and I would do it all over again. If they fought again at the same odds, I'd hammer that again because I think he wins at least 5 out of 10, 50% of the time. So I'll take
for those odds. I mean,
yeah, but
frustrating.
No,
exactly. And Jalen, I called it on the preview show. He's so long, and he uses that length to leverage himself when he's on his back to get back up, and that's exactly what he did. You could tell Gamrot couldn't hold him down because he's so long and strong, and he got back up to his feet over and over again. And I mean, if you look at him being able to get up off his back so many times, and then the times he had hurt Gamrot and the strikes he was throwing and the damage he was doing, I just think Jalen, there was a good case that he won that fight. 30-27 is absolutely garbage. Whatever judge gave 30-27 to Gamrot, that's just terrible in my opinion.
Yeah, that was tough. I thought maybe we'd get the split decision. Then I heard 30-27. I'm like, what?
That made me nervous. Yeah, I was like, had to be Gamrot.
Yeah. Oh, Nickal getting it done within 3 minutes against Jamie Pickett. We cashed the under 4 minutes of fight time in that one. Bo Nickal with the controversial nut shot. I didn't think it really made too much of a difference. I mean, it might have, like, for the time being, it might have taken him a little bit longer, but getting the arm triangle, apparently he wasn't really doing it correctly, but still got it done. So, I mean, impressive pay-per-view debut. But I saw a lot of people like kind of hating on him, being like,
I did too.
This guy is like not all he's hyped up to be. It's his fourth fight, man. Like it's just his fourth fight on a pay-per-view. Like
it's like his third minute of fight time ever.
Yeah, like dang, bro. I mean, he subbed him in 3 minutes. Like, what do you want him to do? He finished the guy in 3 minutes. He took one shot. He got hit once. That was it. But yeah, they're just comparing him to like top 10 guys. Like, I don't think he'll fight anybody in the top 10.
Right.
And like, he'll probably get 2 or 3 more fights before he gets a ranked opponent. I would think. But,
dude, his ceiling's so high. I mean, there's so much time for improvement too. And I mean, I don't know like Jamie Pickett never had a chance, in my opinion. Saw people talking about the nut shot, like you said, but dude, that fight was going to the ground sooner or later, and he was going to get submitted. Bo Nickal, man, he's pretty good. You got to watch out for him going forward. If he develops, a really good submission game, I don't know, man. A lot of people aren't going to be able to hang with that wrestling.
Yeah, I thought the work he did, like once he got that takedown for off the cage, like the work he did where he was going from position to position was really impressive.
Yeah.
And we all know if you're a strong wrestler in this sport, it can take you a long way because it's tough to stop.
Right.
Cody Garbrandt getting the dub against Trevin Jones. As you can see there, Trevin Jones 20 significant strikes landed. So once again, the boy Trevin Jones not really letting it go on the feet, and Cody taking advantage of that. Well, he only landed 26 significant strikes of his own, but got some takedowns in there, mixed it in a little bit, and did enough to get the win. I think he won the first 2 and then lost the third, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
But apparently, he had like a neck injury or something. He almost pulled out.
That's what they're talking.
Yeah. Got the dub.
Yeah, he did, dude. He looked really good in the first 2 rounds. He fought exactly how he needed to just get back on track. Played it safe, landed good shots, dude. He came out with the body kicks. Hadn't really seen that in the past, and they were effective. Yeah, good for him getting the win. Nothing crazy, but he looked pretty sharp at times.
Yeah, and doing a few Cody antics as he
Yeah.
has in his past, which was cool to see.
Yeah.
And then of course cashed the money line ticket on him, so I was happy about that. -158 on that just seems way too good, and we'll take that. I actually
Agree.
wasn't part of the premium plays, but I sprinkled a little bit on him by decision, which hit at +450, so I was happy about that as well.
Hell yeah.
Derek Brunson throwing in the towel against Dracus du Plessis, which pretty much exactly how we thought this one was going to go. Derek Brunson going to have a good first round, and he's going to come out hot. Could maybe get a finish, but if it goes past that, du Plessis is probably going to take over, and he had just enough left in the tank to get that finish, because he could have finished Brunson a long time before that, but he had very little left in the tank. It just had enough to get it done. I'm glad that they threw that towel in, because if that went to the third round, Brunson's probably taking a lot more damage, and du Plessis would probably, with like a minute off to get his breath back, Brunson taking that much damage in round 2, I think du Plessis would have done some bad things to him in round 3. So I'm glad they threw that towel in.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. It sucks to have a Derek Brunson ticket last night, because dude, he looked promising there in the first. That's the thing, like with Brunson, and we talked about it. The first round, he'll come out and he'll make you nervous if you're betting against him. But at the age and using the explosive energy and stuff, he kind of has been gassing. And du Plessis gassed too, though. That's what made me nervous. I thought it was just going to be 2 gassed fighters swinging on each other, and kind of was there for a little bit. But du Plessis, he was hitting him with some really good shots, and Brunson was kind of, he was wearing it a lot harder. But yeah, man, I'm glad we got that one. That was my biggest money line play of the night, was Dracus du Plessis, and cash that one out.
man, those two love to leave their chins out there. Like, I swear.
Oh yeah.
When they get tired too, it's just like hands down, just moving their heads around, like not even trying to avoid anything. That fight was chaos, and didn't expect anything less. Araujo and Ribas, I'll be honest, I didn't watch this one too closely, but it looked like Ribas got the best of her in most of the rounds and got it to the ground, used her jiu-jitsu, used some ground and pound to take the fight. Did Araujo almost get that submission like at the end of the fight?
She had the arm in a really good position.
That's right, yeah.
And Ribas had her hands locked still, and so she never had it. It was close. If she would have got that arm free, or that one hand free, she could have cranked and found the arm bar. But Ribas did a good job of staying calm and patient and ride it out. I had a half unit on Araujo just because Araujo was touching up Alexa Grasso at times. So it made me a little bit nervous for Ribas, but you can tell Ribas has been training hard and getting a lot better. She looked really good in that fight. So yeah, congrats to Ribas. She, going forward, man, she's one of those fighters that I think is going to get better every time out. And she's going to be a problem for some of these girls, because she's pretty slick everywhere it goes. She showed her striking was really good last night too.
Yeah, I thought she would maybe struggle on the feet, but when she got it to the ground, she would definitely have the advantage as far as the grappling goes. But she looked pretty solid on the feet.
She did.
Barriault and Julia Marquez. Barriault taking over in the second round. We put it out in the Discord, or I put it out in the Discord after round 1. Marquez definitely won it, and I'm like, Marquez probably gonna get a little overconfident here. Barriault, the power bar, man, he's gonna come back in those second and third rounds and put it on him, and took him live +220. Glad I did that. Obviously would have loved to have more. Also hit on the over significant strikes there. I think the over was 43.5. He landed 109. So that one was a no sweat. I think he had 30 something after the first round. So I was looking good on that one. Overall, I mean, Marquez looked really good in round one. Like
he did look good.
He looked extremely good. Then he just gassed out. Like I think he fought a little bit differently. He wasn't like a wild man, but definitely still moving forward. A lot more technical in this fight.
Yeah.
But the same problems moving forward. Just can't really put it together for even 2 or 3 rounds. Barriault just took over, and Marquez, tough as hell, stood in there and got bloodied up. And was it Mark Smith, the ref for this one or whatever? But
Was it Herb?
might have been Herb. I think it might have been Herb.
Because I remember yelling like, "Dude, Herb, stop the fight!"
Yeah, it's like
how many shots does he have to take?
One of these guys just wants to see him dead in there.
Yeah,
you gotta stop it. But yeah, good win for Barriault.
Herb was doing his jump in, jump out thing.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah, no, that's about all I got to say. I mean, you hit it right on the head, dude. Marquez looked really good in the first round, and if you're on Marquez, I think you had to play him by first round finish because he's not winning a decision. And Marc-Andre Barriault, just the tank, man. He'll just march forward, he'll take your shots and put it on you. And that's exactly what he did. Yeah, man, good win for him.
Good win for Ian Garry too. Round 3, getting it done against Song Kenan. Beat the brakes off of his face. I will say that. Landed 127 significant strikes. So he put the volume on. What do you got to say about this one?
Yeah, super frustrating if you had the under 2.5, which I did. I thought he'd be just levels above Song. And, Song coming off of this 2-year layoff or whatever. And Garry, really quick, really fast, and throws that straight right down the pipe. Thought he'd hit it with him a lot more often. But Garry was just kind of falling in love with the jab only there for a while. Jab, jab. I'm like, dude, just go put the combos on him like you usually do.
Yeah.
And he waited to do it until the end of the 3rd round. So Ian Garry frustrated me. I think he's a tad overrated. I really do. He got dropped. He's lucky he has a good chin and he's, in phenomenal shape because most guys that get hit with that shot go to sleep. I mean, Song cracked him and he didn't see it coming. And, it's right after he throws and he's got his momentum going the same way. And, took that shot right on the button. Survived it, thankfully, but we did cash the Garry knockout prop eventually. I just wish it would have happened a little sooner.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think he's overrated, but that doesn't mean I think he's bad. Like I think he's good. He has a great frame, 6'3" for welterweight. He's undefeated. I mean, he has really great striking. He was a minus like 800, minus 900 favorite coming in against a guy who is probably not going to be in the UFC much longer. Mm-hmm. Takes him almost 15 minutes to finish him. I just can't really get behind that kind of price on him, ever. I just couldn't. But I think he's talented. I just don't think he has that fighter. He's just really conservative. I'll just say that
he is. Yeah.
Have a fighter's mentality of I want to go in there and kill this guy. He's such a nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know how far that takes you in the sport. Do the nice guys get to the top? In this sport, I just don't think they do. Look at Cyril Gane, nice guy, and he just loses in title fights. So yeah, I mean, maybe that's where it takes him to lose in a title fight, but we'll see. I'm not hating on him, but I just think he's a tad bit overrated.
I agree.
Mana Martinez, Cameron Saaiman. Rest in peace to Mana Martinez's balls getting kicked in the nuts a couple times. Cameron Saaiman looked good in this one, though. Kind of beat the brakes off of him, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
And I'm really surprised that Mana Martinez survived to the end of the 3 rounds. He looked really good on the feet, cracking him. I mean, he landed 117 significant strikes. He hit the over on the 6 strikes in that one. I think it was 42.5 or something. So another no sweat there. But overall, I mean, Saaiman could be something. I mean, he's only 22. He's got a great future ahead of him. Mana Martinez is solid on the feet, and Saaiman looked like he was levels above him. on the feet. Never really chose to take it to the ground, but when he did get it to the ground, just landed some ground and pound. Looked like he was really aggressive in that guard too. So encouraging stuff. What do you think?
Yeah, no, Simon's for only being 22, like he's the same way as like Bo Nickal. You know, his ceiling is so high. He's got so much time and room to get better and better. I took him by submission because his last fight he looked really competent and good on the ground. I thought maybe the power from Martinez would you know move him towards trying to get a takedown or trying to get the back of him and submitting him. And at the end, he almost had I forget what kind of submission it was or what the sequence was, but it was on the ground and I thought he could have done it in the third round there, and I had that play too for plus 3,700. But overall, he's going to be a good fighter, and I think you just keep him at this level for a little bit, let him get a little bit older, a little more experience, and he could be something. He's super athletic, super talented, and he's fast. Super fun to watch too. I'm a Cameron Saaiman fan. He's won me some money, so got to stick with him.
Yeah, I'm surprised Herbie didn't take another point in that third round when he eye
I
poked him.
know.
That would have been a rough beat for him there
Yeah.
to get another point after getting a point taken in the first.
Yep.
Tabitha Ricci getting it done via sub versus Jessica Penne. Not much to say about this one. Ricci just destroyed her. Surprised that she got the finish, but she looked – I mean, that judo throw was pretty nasty. And then once she got on the ground and then transitioned to the armbar, that was really nice. What do you think? Hitting your big play.
I had a second round submission plus 1,700, second biggest play of the night for me. So I loved watching that. I was yelling top of my lungs to finish her, to break her arm. I know it's a little harsh on Jessica Penne, but yeah, man, that was awesome to see. And it's kind of how the fight how I thought the fight would go. You know, she'd get her on the ground. Penne's long and is somewhat talented off of her back, so I figured it might take her a little bit longer. But I liked what I saw out of Ricci, man. She's a stud.
Jamal Blackshear and Farid Basharat. This one was kind of frustrating to watch because I had Farid over fantasy score, and I had him inside the distance, or by sub actually. And there was almost 8 minutes of control time.
Yep.
In that fight, and for the fantasy score on Prize Picks, you don't get points for control time. So I was hoping that'd be some more transitions, could look for some more takedowns, some more significant strikes. We almost hit it. You actually almost hit it with Farid getting the decision win, but if he would have gotten a finish, definitely would have got it. And if he would have hit a few more strikes, maybe a couple more takedowns, definitely would have got it. So it looked like Blackshear, once he was on the ground, like didn't want to get put in any bad positions on the back. He was just trying to hug him and look for some sweeps or something. But yeah, overall, not the most exciting fight, but Farid could be something somewhat good in this division. I don't think he's very comparable to his brother. I think they're pretty much the same fighter. So
I agree.
Yeah, looking forward to see what they do. What about you?
Yeah, no, I think Farid's really talented and everywhere the fight goes, but Damon Blackshear surprised me a little bit. You know, for Farid being a minus 500-ish favorite, Blackshear definitely had his moments and got his shots in too. Yeah, Farid, he's got a few tweaks and things to kind of work out before he starts climbing the ladder as a prospect. But you know, him and his brother seem like they work hard and they want it. So I had Farid in a parlay that hit him, Ricci, and Saaiman. So that was nice to hit. Other than that, you know, like you said, kind of a frustrating fight with the controlled time, especially when you wanted to finish or to see, you know, Farid striking more and someone getting finished at least. But yeah, that's about all I got on that one.
Yeah, we'll take the dub. I had him with Plessis in a parlay as well, but that triangle Blackshear threw up at the buzzer had me a little puckering at the. I was like, dang, that was in tight. Like probably 10 more seconds, and I don't know if he's making it out of there.
Yep.
Ribovics and Radzhabov kicked us off with an exciting fight. Ribovics honestly put out a good performance for his debut against a guy who's really seasoned. But in the grappling department, Radzhabov was just relentless, getting the takedowns, 11 takedowns. But on the feet, man, both guys had their moments, but Ribovics was piecing them up a little bit, and I was surprised that it made it to decision. There's a lot of violence in that one. What'd you think?
Yeah, no, I thought the thing was going to end there in the first round. I mean, I had the under 2.5 because I figured Ribovics would hit him with big shots. Loic, on short notice, maybe he was get a little bit tired, gassed out, take some body shots and drop, or he'd come out guns blazing and find a finish early. But man, that fight could have been finished on multiple occasions. They were rocking each other. Ribovics, pretty sharp striker, and Radzhabov just like you said, man, relentless, getting the takedowns. He's a good fighter. I don't think he's a phenomenal fighter by any means. The UFC level is going to be a little bit different in the PFL and organizations he's fought at. But good way to get your foot in the door at least, get a win over a dangerous guy like Ribovics, and see what happens going from there.
That's it for this recap. UFC 285. What a card. And we're looking to keep it moving into the card next week with Petr Yan and Merab Dvalishvili, which is also in Vegas. We got, I think, 13 or 14 fights on that card. So,
yeah,
fully stacked card for the Saturday. And we're looking to make it 3 weeks in a row where both of us are in the green. So, yeah, we'll be back in the next video with the breakdown for that. If you want to get in on the double leg premium, the link will be in the description down below. Join that up so you can get in on everything you need to know about the UFC card every week. Other than that, you got anything else for the people?
I think next week's fight night card is going to be the best fight night card we've seen so far. Let's just stay hot. If you want to join the premium, we've been hitting them. If you took both of our plays combined the last 2 weeks, and you're $100 better, you'd be up over $800. Is that right? Closer to 900, somewhere around there.
Close to 900 or a little over 900.
And I feel like each week too, we're just that close to having just a massive, massive night. So it's coming. I can feel it coming. It's going to be a great card this weekend.
Absolutely. At the double leg on all the social medias. If you're watching here on YouTube, drop a subscription to support the channel. We get you the recaps, the previews, and everything you need to know. And if you might as well drop a like while you're at it. Drop a comment. Let us know what you think about the previous card and what you think about the card coming up. At HeyJPicks on all the social medias. Where can they find you?
TikTok at The Parlay, Twitter and Instagram, The Parlay_media, and on YouTube, The Parlay MMA.
All right, we'll be talking Merab versus Petr Yan in the next video. Till then, the double leg.